Okay, part two of former Hanoi members' solo recordings. Let's move on to Nasty Suicide. After the Suicide Twins and Cherry Bombs, Nasty had a few bands that didn't record, um, but until he formed Cheap Nasty. This is a Beautiful Disaster and a 4-track EP. But the three songs on the B-side, live songs, like it says here, recorded on a Sony Walkman. So the sound quality is very poor on those one. It's like a bootleg recording. Interesting orange vinyl. That was the first recording. Or was it? I think so. Also, they released Beautiful Disaster full-length album. Considering how little Nasty had written during the Hanoi days, he only had Walking with My Angel, which was arranged by Nasty Suicide, and Boiler was the only song that he had any actual writing credit on. Considering that, this one is a really good album. I like this. This is among my very favorite ex-Hanoi members' solo albums. There's I have to say that there's Timo Kaltio here, who was also original member of Cherry Bombs, playing guitar here. Hold on. Alvin Gibbs on bass and Les Riggs on drums. Very good album. I can't say that I consider Nasty to be the greatest vocalist. His singing style is a bit. He's sort of like holding back a bit, but if you don't get any hang-ups on that one, I recommend this one. This is a very good album. Cheap and Nasty also made a second album, which was released only in Japan. I did see it once, probably somewhere there when the album was released, but at that time I considered it to be too expensive, so I didn't buy it. So that's about it. That was I recall Nasty later on saying that by the time the album was released, the band had pretty much broken up. They played some gigs in Japan, but that was about it. Then he made a solo album, Vinegar Blood, under his own name, Jan Stenfors. Again, this is one of the best ones. I think this very good, very strong rock album, and I really love this one. There's a great songs here, just like there are here on Beautiful Disaster. So considering that this is the full length of Nasty Suicide's solo career, 3 albums, so I have to say that it's a shame that after the release of this one, he pulled out from rock music. He hasn't played more than well, from what I have heard, he has only played a couple of solo gigs, or rather duo gigs. I was actually once at his duo gig. They played acoustic songs, but the club was so full that I really couldn't even see them. So I didn't see any point in staying there. When I go to a band's gigs, I want to see the band, not just hear them. I can listen to their records at home. I want to see them. So when I couldn't see them, I left and I didn't hear more than a couple of songs. Okay, then on to the last one. That's Michael Monroe. Considering the number of albums released, Michael Monroe has been the busiest one. And his first album was Nights Are So Long. This one is Gatefold. And to me, because this in style, this is the closest to the original Hanoi rock style. So that's why this is my favorite album of them all. Here's a question. This is the first pressing, which is in gatefold, but I am pretty sure that there is also a second pressing, which was not a gatefold, and that one, if my memory is correct, and that one exists, is far more rare than this one. So because that is a second pressing and this one is a first pressing, does it still mean that this is more valuable than the second pressing, even though the second pressing is far more rare than this one? Okay, that was made for their own label. Their manager put up a label so they could release some albums. There's some Yaffa album and Cherry Bomb's EP, all are released on a Yahoo label. But Michael got a contract with the big one, with the Mercury Records, and released Not Faking It. Again, this is a very good one, but there's a couple of tracks. I believe they were Smokescreen and Man with No Eyes. They were like big pop ballads of the time. I'm not against the pop ballads because I like them, but these songs, I just didn't consider them to be very good. But other than that, the rest of the material here are very good, like a title track, Not Faking It, which is Nazareth a cover version, Thrill Me, Dead Jail or Rock and Roll, All Night with the Lights On. Great songs here, but I don't consider this to be as good as Nights Are So Long. I remember at the time of the release of Nights Are So Long, Michael was disappointed in it because he said that they only had money to record a single, and with that money they had to record a full album. After Not Faking It, Michael formed Jerusalem Slim. This is their only album, and by the time this album was done, he was already disappointed in him. This is Steve Stevens, former Billy Idol guitar player, was on here, and Michael complained that there was far too much guitar on this, whereas he had wanted to make a simple rock album. This became something like a heavy metal album almost. By the time this was released, he had already negotiated himself out of his contract, which meant that he didn't get any royalties from this one, but he did manage to keep rights to the few of the songs. I don't consider this to be a very good one, simply because the songs aren't that good. I would say that the songs are somewhat average. I don't consider this to be a bad album, but it's not a very good one. So after that one, he formed a punk band called Demolition 23. Oh, by the way, it's worth mentioning that Sam Yaffa was also a member of Jerusalem Slim, as he is also here. As has been very common with the Michael Monroe bands, this one didn't keep this lineup together very long. By the time they were on their first tour, the lineup already had changed. And Nasty Suicide was also a member of this group for some time. This is a very good, very strong, like a punk rock album. It's a shame that they didn't make any more than this one album, but at least this one here is a very good album. Next, he made a solo album, Peace of Mind. This one is from '96, and this one also, I do like this one. It's a very strong album, but the title track is pointless. I would say almost like a sound collage. A pointless it's a pointless track, just filling up some time. This is a very short album, even with that one. But yeah, this is a good punk rock album. Also, but there's like a Kick Out the Jams and Machine Gun Etiquette. And was not anymore. I have to check that one. Was that cover song also? Yeah, that's a cover song also. So yeah, a good album. But there's, I would say that it's kind of obvious that there was a lack of material while making this album. But for what it is, it's a good record. After that, he has made at least 2 solo albums, Life Gets You Dirty and What You Want was the other one. I haven't heard either one of those. I did see him during those time of Life Gets You Dirty, so from that, what I can tell, the song sounded good, but I don't know how many songs from the album I heard. Later on, they reformed, Andy and Michael reformed Hanoi Rocks, and they made 3 albums before breaking up. I never considered that to be Hanoi Rocks, because to me Hanoi Rocks was a band, and this one was just Michael and Andy with the other players. I did see them once, and I'm glad that I did, because as a band it was really tight, really strong band, playing really great, as you can see on the live DVD Buried Alive. After that, Michael has made 3 albums, 1 live and 2 studios. Sensory Overdrive was the first studio album, but I haven't bought that, at least not yet, because it had a massive amount of radio play here, and I saw him many times live, so I didn't feel any need to buy that. Also, this is the latest one, Horns and Halos, gatefold sleeve. I was a bit worried about buying this, because when I got to see him live, his gigs are a massive energy bursts. There are hugely energetic live gigs, so I was worried that this one would be like that, like every song would be like 1,000 miles an hour. But it's not. It's got variations to the songs. I like the song quality here. I haven't listened to this many times yet, so it's too early to give a final verdict for this one, but I like this one. It was surprisingly good one. There's only a couple of songs that are like full speed to the brick wall, you know. A good album, but too early to give any final verdict. But yeah, I would say that overall, Michael and Nasty are those who have produced a better batch of albums of the 4, Andy being the most inconsistent. Sam has done good stuff, and also he's been so many times as a member of Michael Monroe's band with Jerusalem Slim, Demolition 24, as he is also on this current lineup. So yeah, hopefully you got some kind of an idea of their solo recordings. Yeah, I should mention that I was thinking of doing the same kind of video from Bangles recordings, but I didn't get to do it. Well, let's just say that I wasn't happy with it. Maybe later I'll try another time. Thanks. Bye.